Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on the channel. Now I haven't done a video in about 4 or 5 months, so apologies for that. So hopefully this one can make up for that loss of action really. So in this video I'm going to be covering this week's price action on EU. Now a spoiler, probably is the best week I've seen from any of the pairs I've backtested or any pairs I trade in the past 2 years of data that I gathered, so it's a very good week. But essentially, I'm going to give you a run through of the strategy that I trade, the ins and outs, as much detail as I can fitted into this small video. Now, if you like what you see, I am currently running a Black Friday discount offer, so you basically get 3 months for the price of 2. Yeah, 33% discount essentially. So yeah, if you like what you see, the link will be in the description, and message me on Instagram, which will also be in the description beforehand if you want any questions answered. So yeah, let's get to the video. So just a quick run through of how I trade. So I use the 4-hour for structure. I use it for a bit of supply and demand, so for 4-hour POIs. I use it a little bit for order flow, and then I use a premium discount on the 4-hour a bit as well. And then I also use the 50-minute time frame for my entries. I use a little bit for supply and demand, a tiny little bit of structure, and that is it. Then I also use the fractal indicator, which basically identifies structure for me. So mainly used on the 50-minute time frame. So it identifies structure and areas of liquidity that can be swept. So if I just get rid of it and show you, it basically just makes it a little bit easier to identify entries. I can definitely do a strategy without it, it doesn't matter, but yeah, it makes my life a little bit easier. And then I will also take entries that aren't sweeping fractal lows or highs. If to me it looks like it's enough liquidity to be used as structure, or there is enough liquidity there, then I will take an entry from them sort of sweeps as well. So around about here, so about middle of October, we saw the 4-hour go bullish, so that high got taken out. We then continue that bullish structure, and we're continually taking out highs, and lows are holding. We then get a small pullback, take out a high, and the same thing just currently happened on the previous week. Oh, gonna let me snap it. There we go. So we can see here that we were getting deeper pullbacks into our discount, and then these last two highs that we print, we're gonna get a small pullback, and we don't actually come back into our discount. So the one before would have been from this. As you see, we don't come back into the discount, and the same thing happens here. This would be your low. This would be your low down here. We printed the high, and we don't get a pullback into the discount. But what we saw for both bits of price action is that we swept an internal low and then take out a high. We did exactly the same thing here. Swept an internal low and took out the high, and both occur on the Friday as well. So now I've taken out a 4-hour high. My ideal scenario is to look for counter trend shorts to come back into the discount, or whenever we print this high. So discount down here whenever we see the high get printed. That would be the ideal scenario. Now I can hit continuation longs, but they are lower probability. Because we're taking out a high, so the expectation is to see a pullback at some point. But let's just play from the Monday morning, right? Yeah, Monday morning's there. So as I said, I would favor looking for shorts, but I can hit longs as well. Now for me to hit a short, I need to see demand fail and supply hold. So let's see if we get that. Now nothing doing here. So let's see if this high can hold. It doesn't. So demand is still firmly in control, and London session is done. We're coming into New York now. So demand is in control, so I will hit a long if I see lows get swept. So we get these fractals there potentially, and we get a sweep here. So get rid of that. So the first candle that swept was this one here. Now we then continue lower, so then my entry becomes off this candle. And it's a very small candle to be fair. And the 1 to 3 there. So it's using a stop order. So to get tagged in the trade, I need to trade above this high basically. And we're tagged in, and it's pretty much instantly a TP. So it would be a very nice trade. As I said, it is a lower probability trade because we took out this 4-hour high here. So the expectation is to get a pullback at some point. So that's why it's a little bit lower probability. and that will be the end of the session. Yep. So on to the next day, which is a Tuesday. We are there now. So we've just about seen demand fail here. It's not the nicest bit of demand, that bit there. This is actually nicer, this demand zone there. So I've now, so I've now seen demand fail. I now want to see supply hold. And we get it here. So this would be my supply. Supply holds once this low, it gets traded below. And now we have 50-minute bearish order flow. So I will hit along. Now this doesn't print a fractal, but we see we basically come back instantly and sweep it. So this is one of the instances that we don't print a fractal, but to me it's enough liquidity to be used as an entry. So that would be my liquidity sweep, and I would be entering from here. Now this doesn't happen much, maybe about 10 trades a year maybe you see this happen, where I would use areas of liquidity that I deem as liquidity, but it doesn't print a fractal. So enter from there, 1 to 3, we get tagged in instantly. Get a decent move away. We're now heading back into New York, where we could get a continuation entry. So we sweep this fractal. We've for sure got a 50-minute bearish order flow. If you look at the 4 hour, we've now, looks like we're going to print our 4 hour high as well. So there's a good chance now we've caught the 4 hour swing high, where we could look to take shorts back into the discount. That would be the ideal play if we've caught this 4 hour high. So we've swept liquidity here currently. Now this would be my entry point. So 8.7 and then 1 to 3. We've traded higher. There, let's see if it tags in. So what happened was it continues about a pip or so above the high and then tags in. So what I would have done is move my stop loss accordingly. So we trade a bit higher before tagging in. So it's not a loss then tagging in. Sorry, it's not a tag in then a loss. It's we've traded higher then we tag in. So I would have moved my stop loss above this high and then my entry be from there. And then we also then sweep this high here again. So again, it's not a fractal high, but it's definitely an area of liquidity. So it makes sense why it could have traded higher and sweeping more liquidity rather than just this fractal high here. So I'm in there, and again a 1 to 3 here. So we come straight back, and then we get a TP pretty quickly afterwards. So we get 1 TP there, and a second TP, as you can see, just about. We'll play it along. There we go. For sure, you got a TP now. So that's 3 trades, 3 winners. Let's play price on until the next day. Here. So currently, supply is still in control. Look at the 4 hour. We haven't quite hit our discount yet, so I'm going to drag this across a little bit. So again, the idea is to take shorts to hit our discount, then to hit longs. I will hit a short if we get a sweep. So again, still haven't hit a discount, but we do get a sweep here. So we sweep this fractal high, and that's the candle that we see the sweep occur from. 5.8, and then a 1 to 3 here. We don't get tagged in, it continues higher, so we get a continuation. Again, the same process. We're going to look to take, way off there, 7.1. We use a continued sweep, and then we hit the 1 to 3, tagged in, and then TP. So again, a very quick TP. Now, what we do see here now is that we've come into our discount just about, and for me, we sweep this low, or this could be an area that we sweep for liquidity. So for me to hit pro trend trades, I only see a potential order flow shift, and then I can hit a long in this instance. Now for counter trend, I want to see confirmed bearish order flow. Confirmed bearish order flow, then I'll hit a short. So we had that in all of these instances. And then for this long entry, we've seen a potential order flow shift just above the discount, and now we've hit our discount. So we've seen supply fail here. That would technically be a supply failure as well. So I've seen 2 bits of supply failing, and then I've hit my discount. So I could be sweeping this low to then go long. So this would give me a long entry. So originally it would be from here, and then we get a continuation. So we can go off this candle here now. There, and then again a 1 to 3. So again, we saw a potential order flow shift. We then take that liquidity, tag into the discount, and now this is giving me my potential entry here. So see, we tag in, we get a nice reaction. Okay, so this is a scenario basically now where I'm happy to play both sides of the markets because I'm hanging around the EQ. Now, sometimes around the EQ you can get a little bit choppy, but you do get entries. So I've took the short into this long. However, supply is still in control, and now we've hit back into the premium. So we come back into our discount, we then push back up, come back into a premium. So supply is still in control. I'm still within my 15-minute range that took me into the discount. So it'd be this high up here to this low down there, and then now we are sweeping this fractal there. So I can hit a short as well from there. So this would be a hedge if it tags in, and then a 1 to 3, sorry, 1 to 3 there. So, okay, we don't get tagged in. Let's see if we get a continuation, and then now we've got that TP on the long. Let's see if we can hit a short for the continuation sweep, and then a 1 to 3 there. Now, there is durable goods orders. This isn't a very big news event. I don't think it's restricted on like the likes of FTMO. Now, what I typically will do if I'm entering from these lesser news events like this one, I will wait for the first minute or first couple of minute candles, and then I'll enter from there if I can get in. So let's look on the 1 minute. So we see it was actually a decent reaction, and then I basically at that point could just set a limit order on this entry rather than hitting it here and get the potential likelihood that I could get slipped. So say I set a limit at any of this point. After I see the first minute or 2 candles, after they take place, I can then set a limit. So I would be in there if I abide by them rules regardless. And let's see how it plays. A very big move to the downside and a very quick TP once again. So another winner there, and we're only on Wednesday. So let's fast forward to the next day. Here. So looking at the 4 hour, we've printed our 4 hour high, we pull back into our discount, we also pull back into this extreme 4 hour demand zone, that swept liquidity, took out the high, a high probable area to look to long from. So yeah, now my bias would be to take longs to take out this high here. So I am happy to take longs at any point within this range to take out this 4 hour high, because the expectation is that this high gets taken out because it should be a weak high. Structure is bullish, this high should be weak, we should see this high fail. Now that I've hit this discount, I will then hit longs at any point. Now I will hit shorts at any point in the premium still if I get confirmed bearish order flow. So let's see what we get now. We get 15-minute bullish order flow, demand's in control. I'm waiting for a sweep of a low to hit a long here. Okay, yeah, right. So this morning there was there's 2 red news events on EU, which was this first one here that you can see from that candle, and then you have this one here that's marked up. That's another red news event, and then there was a medium one about 9 to 9:30 at some point. So this morning pretty much a write-off. I wouldn't be looking to take any entries here because you're basically just gambling with the news and hoping that it goes your way. So let's skip forward to New York. Now there was a potential entry if you're going to take the entries on the news candles, so you would have been trading that news candle there, then you get the news again. So yeah, there's an entry in terms of the model there, but you're trading news, so it's not an entry that I'd be taking. So let's fast forward to New York. So now we're in session. Again, the bias is to look for longs to take out our weak high up here. So let's see, we get a sweep. We sweep below this low here. Now, I'm not going to put the order on yet because we close there, so we're for sure going to continue lower, which we have there. So entering from this candle, 1 to 3. There, so we get a continued sweep there. And you can also say we sweep this fractal low here to the left, which is basically the Asia low. So it makes sense why price has gravitated towards the Asia low to then potentially go long. So 1 to 3, let's see how it plays. And then price flattens out. So there was also a bank holiday for the US, so this makes sense why we had a decent start to the session, and then towards the end it flattens out. Typically what it does on the bank holiday. Now a lot of people don't like to trade bank holidays, but from what I've seen from my live trading experience, my back testing, is that a lot of time you get setups on bank holiday and usually they are winners. So I'm always happy to trade a bank holiday. Let's see how this plays out overnight. Alright, so nice reaction to the demand zone, and now we are in session. So again, same bias, looking for longs to take out our high up here. Let's see if we get an entry. We're looking like we will. So we sweep this low here. Entry from there. $6.5. And then a 1 to 3. We tag in. And we get double TP. So this one hits TP, and then this one hits TP as well. And let's see if we get another entry to end the week. There's not really any liquidity to sweep. There's no fractals here. There's no clear bit of structure other than this low. So we would need that low to get swept. It doesn't. We continue bullish and no entry for New York. So for the week, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 winners. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, 8 winners. Then there was a potential trade if you're going to be a bit silly and try and trade this news here that you would have taken a loss on. Again, not for me. I wouldn't have bothered. But in terms of probability, how I view them as how probable they were, I would say that this one was lower probability. This one, these two, sorry, are medium probabilities. This one, medium probability. This one is pro trend long, hitting the discount, but because of how it sets up, it's not the cleanest. So I'd say that's also a medium probability. Again, this one, a medium probability. These two, high probabilities. These are pro trend moves after hitting a discount, 50-minute bullish order flow. Really nice, clean setups here. So yeah, that's how I would view them probability wise. And then coming to the next week, my expectation is for this high to fail, as I've said. Now we could get a reaction from this high here maybe. So ideally we're gonna maybe sweep these lows down here, get an entry for a long. If you do get confirmed bearish order flow, I will hit a short, or a short would be valid. So yeah, a really clean week for EU. If you traded sensibly, you could have been 8 wins, 0 losses. So yeah, so hopefully you've enjoyed that breakdown. Now again, if you're interested in finding out a bit more about how I trade, about the course, then feel free to message me.